Well folks, the holiday seasons have rolled around again, and lucky me got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate along with a Nintendo Switch and 4 other games. Now, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, from what I have played so far, being roughly 18 hours, I have been playing Smash Bros. Non-stop. I haven't even touched my other games yet. This game, from what I have played so far, is easily the best Super Smash Bros. In the series, and I'm going to go into depth talking about this very shortly, but for what I have to say about the game very briefly now is that it is easily the most fun, best controlling, and most diverse Super Smash Bros. I have ever played, and will easily outrank Super Smash Bros. Melee in people's hearts if the nostalgia bonus do not take over again. Now, for someone who is a big fan of Super Smash Bros. Brawl over Melee, it's really difficult for me to decide whether or not this is my favourite Super Smash Bros. Of the series, but from what I've played so far, it's definitely shaping out to be so. So, without further ado, let's take our Joy-Cons, space our screens, and let's have some fun Smash.
Like you all just heard me say, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is definitely shaping up to be one of the best games of this year, if not one of the greatest games of all time. It's one of the most fun fighting games I've ever played in my time of playing games, and considering someone who's been playing games all their life, and I've been in love with games such as Sonic Heroes or even Street Fighter 3, because I really do adore Street Fighter 3. This game is amazing, just like its predecessors, and even though I do prefer Super Smash Bros. Brawl over Melee like I said earlier, this game is shaping out to be the Smash Bros. I've always wanted. A large character roster, the DLC from previous games, and the mechanics all there with a lot of collectibles to keep me busy for hours. Now, this game has certainly given me a hard time so far in its story mode, because the story mode does last a long time, and considering what I thought about Subspace Emissary, I don't know if me and the story mode are going to get along very well, but from what I've played, it's amazing. But regardless to that, it does get a very bit repetitive. Unlocking fighters is just as fun as ever, though. I cannot praise this game enough for everything it's doing. It is easily one of the best games on the Switch, and will be for a very long time. Let's just take a moment to applaud this game's visuals, so my god, they're impressive. Considering this game is on a hardware that is less powerful than a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, this game looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, there are a lot of good looking games on the Switch, I will admit, but the background detail and just the textures on every character and bit of the scenery, it's all top notch here. Sakurai and the team really outdid themselves with this game, because it's got a lot of content to keep you going for hours, and like I just mentioned, the visual style is absolutely gorgeous. It's nothing compared to, it's not as dull as Brawl, and it's not as vibrant as Smash 4, but it is definitely one of the best looking games on the Switch, and it's one of the greatest looking games I've ever seen. This game is just absolutely gorgeous. I really love this graphical style, it's amazing.
Now, Spirits Mode is the brand new adventure solo type thing in the game, and it is kind of like Brawl Subspace Emissary with a mix of the adventure mode here and there. We do have its own standalone adventure game now, which you go around a big map defending the world from a brand new threat to the world, which isn't Taboo, and it's someone else called Galeem. And you also have the Spirit Board, which allows you to get spirits at will, and also advance your collection with them, as you can go to your collection and enhance whatever you need to. Spirits, it was a very anticipated game mode and something we predicted from the very start, but at the same time it's something that a lot of people are disappointed with. But personally, I think Spirits is quite a nice addition to the game, as it adds more replay value to it, and also the adventure mode, from what I've played of it so far, considering I'm roughly 3/4 of the way through it, I'm finding it really fun, and it's a huge improvement over Brawl Subspace, because while a lot of people do praise Subspace for some reason, it's just really slow paced, and the story's boring without the any proper dialogue or whatnot. It's like Disney's Fantasia. It's bland, it's boring, but this is like Disney's Wreck-It Ralph. It's fun, it's engaging, and most of all, it's got a lot of smash for your buck. Now that we've talked about this, I want to talk about this game's classic mode really quickly. Now, classic mode worked quite differently in Smash Bros. Ultimate, because in the previous games you would follow a set pathway and fight these other characters in the game with some special additions to it. Or if you were playing Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U, you'd go on this little board and knock each other off. But then if you was on the 3DS, you'd travel this big map, similar to what you do in the adventure mode in this game. And in Melee Brawl and the original, you just follow a set path. Now, I like the way this game structures its classic modes, because the more difficult you put the game as, the further of the the mural you will uncover, which is one big massive art piece of the characters fighting what I'm assuming is a very evil spirit, which I have no idea what it is, to be honest with you. So classic mode is different for every single fighter, and when I say that I mean it is different. If I make Brawl as an example, being someone who's played a lot of Brawl, you just go through one set pathway with the fighters being different here and there, and that's it. But then if you was playing Smash 3DS, you'd go through a big map and every battle would be different but structured in the same way. So you do 2 regular fights, then a giant fight, then a metal fight, then a team fight. You get the picture. But in this game, everyone has their own specific route.
So let's say at the end Sonic would fight Master Hand, or at the end Mario would fight Giga Bowser, Kirby would fight someone from his series, Little Mac would fight Master Hand and Crazy Hand, Donkey Kong would fight King K. Rool. That doesn't happen, but that's just an example. I'm just using these as examples. But you get the picture. Every fight and every path is different. And it makes for a really unique and non-tiring experience, unlike the last couple of games, which always felt really dragged out most of the time and sometimes washed out.
There are quite a few new features as well in the game that have to do with Smash. So you have your regular Smash, but now they've brought 20 mode back, and they've introduced Squad Strike, which is where you and a friend or a CPU or whatever, you can either choose teams of 3 or teams of 5, and you pick 3 fighters or 5 fighters, and then you just battle it out until you're the last one standing. And I really enjoy this mode. I find it really fun. It's a real test of skill. But then you've also got Special Smash, which makes a return with Smashdown, which is basically this game's all-star mode as you fight your way down the roster with Super Sudden Death, and then there's your own custom Smash, which I think making the options for custom Smash more, diverse and original is a really, really good feature. But then if you move on to the online mode, I have to say I'm very disappointed. Now, while in Brawl it was awful as expected, and then as well on the 3DS and Wii U it wasn't the best, but there was only very little hiccups. My first few games on this, judging that I don't have an Ethernet adapter for my Switch yet, I was freezing here and there, and my game just totally froze at one point. And I was very disappointed because I've decided to pay for Nintendo Online just to be stitched like this, and I'm not very happy with it. But I will be getting an Ethernet adapter very shortly and retesting it, and then I'll let you know if it's any good or not in the description or the comments of the video once I've tested it out. But online mode isn't the greatest. And another thing that a lot of people have been complaining about, and I'm not too fussed about, but at the same time it is quite sad, with games and more, there is no longer home run contests or anything like that. The home run contest is completely gone. All-Star Smash has been turned into see how long. It's basically multi-man Smash, but infinite. It's like infinite multi-man Smash. So basically, the games and more section has been stripped down from a lot of its features and just left to classic mode and training, with the extra game modes such as Century Smash and Cruel Smash still remaining. But that's it. There's nothing more to it. It's been very, very stripped of its features, but nobody really played it anyway. But then, if those watch, if they did, then there'd be a lot of confusion. And also as well, like the Sakurai said in one of the directs, there is no longer any of the trophies in the game, and now rather you only have a shop where you can buy gear for your Miis, or you can buy things for your spirits. So let's just say this now. I'm just in the shop buying a couple of random items because why not? So the shop's been very, very stripped down for its features as well. And the challenges, they remain, but at the same time they don't have much value anymore. They give you coins and then they sometimes give you spirits, but that's it really. All they give you is a few spirits here and there. So it's nothing much, but at the same time it's still nice. But there are over 1,000 music tracks in the game as well. And also as well collecting all of the items in the game, such as spirits and the things, I can't think. Oops. The spirits, the music, and also all the characters. It's going to be very difficult to complete this game 100%. Gerard the Completionist, I don't know if he's already done a video on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but if he hasn't, he's definitely got his work cut out for him like he did in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Now, I think that's all I have to say about the game, really, because while the game is good fun, it is easily one of the best Super Smash Bros. Games out there, and it is the best version of Super Smash Bros. There is. And while a lot of people are still calling it a glorified port of Smash on the Wii U, I think this is its own game, and I really, really enjoyed my time with it. It's one of the most fun and best multiplayer games I've ever played, and I can highly recommend it to anybody. who has never ever played Smash, or if you're a long time Super Smash Bros. Fan, there's no need to fear. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a masterpiece and a Nintendo Switch must-have. So, that being said, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate deserves to go back on the shelf. You'll slot nicely in with the rest of the collection. Lovely. Smash Bros. Ultimate is a testament of our time and is easily the best multiplayer game on the Switch to have at this moment of time, if not being Mario Kart 8. Now, while the Switch has been up for 2 years with very little games of interest at this moment of time, during the recording of this video to me, Smash will last me a long time, and overseeing predecessors such as Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii, it's going to be very difficult for me to let that go and call Smash Ultimate my new favourite title, or even Smash on the 3DS down there. So, thank you all for watching this video. I appreciate everything you guys have done for me in 2018. It's been a fantastic year, not only for me, but for my channel and everyone else on the channel as well. It's been fantastic. I can't thank you all enough. Honestly, it's been amazing this year. So, here's to hoping that next year is going to be just as good as this one. Now, thank you all once again for watching the video. Leave a like if you did enjoy and let me know what you think of Smash Ultimate, if you've played it or if you own it. And other than that, I will see you all in the next video of mine. Take care guys and peace out.